This is Ivy, our theater's ghost.
Okay, have you had any scary experiences with Ivy?
Yes.
Or heard anything?
Sophomore year, I came in here alone to try to memorize something in quiet, and I was standing in the middle of the stage. All but one of the work lights were off, and I heard multiple doors slam, and nobody was in here, no lights came on, it was just doors slamming.
Okay, wow. So this is just Ivy right here, sitting right here.
She's normally kept in this pink and white bag, but like today when we came up to look for her, her bag was about 3 feet from where the rest of her was. She likes to move on her own.
Okay.
Many people have seen her move. Miss Haney has seen her, Cameron has seen her, multiple people have seen her.
This is Ivy, guys.
Yep. Just gotta be nice to her.
When did Ivy first make an appearance?
Oh my goodness. Ivy first was here way back in the beginning of my tenure in the 90s. So I first came here, well, in 86. I was here from 86 to 92 as just the choreographer. So I didn't interact with Ivy at that time. But when I came on as the theater director in the fall of 93, I believe Ivy came pretty shortly after that. And she lives upstairs. She likes better when she lives down on top of the grand piano. But we found that it was upsetting to many of the students, so she now has a loft apartment.
Sometimes you can feel her.
Yeah,
That's
like
the really intense
for
times.
example, during this year's one act, I had someone come up to me like really upset. It was Anna Kate. And she came up to me and she was really upset. I was like, "What's wrong?" And she was like, "Somebody just straight up grabbed the back of my neck." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "It was Ivy." I was like,
Ivy.
"Probably."
Like when she wants to talk to you, if there's like very few people and you're alone, that's when she'll like make the noises or move stuff. But if she still wants to communicate, but you're in a big group of people where she can't like be obvious, then she'll just like let her vibe be there and you can feel her.
Yeah,
and she's there.
it's like it sounds stupid, but like
Yeah.
like when you feel it, you're like.
And like
hey.
when you come to the theater alone, like you can't like come in the
It's
dark
just
because
really
like it's
creepy.
terrifying. And like when
It's
you come in
terrifying.
alone, like you have to like acknowledge her so like
Yeah.
she'll like you, and you can't be
Yeah.
like you can't just
She's a
walk in
diva.
like unannounced and then like mess with her. You have to be like, "Hey Ivy, like what's up? I'm here for rehearsal today."
She's just chilling.
And,
Most
she's
of the
just
time
chilling
she's
here.
nice. Sometimes she likes to.
She likes to
Yeah,
mess
she likes to
around.
mess with the
Yeah.
lights a lot too, like
Yeah.
with shows and stuff. There was one time lights were plugged in, completely working. We tested them and they just like went out.
Yeah, like there's a little tunnel that you can cross behind, like during shows, so you can get to both sides of the backstage, and like we have Christmas lights that are hanging up so you can see back there, and they literally were plugged in, and I walked through the tunnel to one side of the stage, and I came back like 2 minutes later, and they just were off. They just cut off for some reason, and they were still plugged in and everything. It's crazy.
Hold on, let me
Okay,
go.
so like as you can see, it's all right here. It's all like attached and like connected, and all the lights go all the way down so you can see everything. And they're on both sides, and they all connect right here to this plug, and it's literally plugged in, and it worked a couple days ago. But then like it was right before our one act show that it just stopped working. And it's scary because also there's a thing called ghost lights. So every time that you leave, and it's like a Broadway thing, like it's not just like a Stratford thing, like, it's every theater. But when you leave the theater, you have to leave on at least one light for the ghosts so they can't come out and like haunt the theater essentially and like play tricks on you.
Now we don't have a light.
So now we don't have a light, so we have to keep on one of the 4 stage lights on. But when like janitors come in, they don't know what they're doing and they just turn off all the lights, and then you have to come in later. It's pretty spooky.
So do you have any cool stories about your experiences with Ivy?
Ivy lets herself be known when she's ready to. There was at least one occasion when I saw her move, and was so fascinated and a little scared that I went running to try to grab somebody and show them. I've done that several times. I've tried to grab a student from the hallway even to come in and go, "Did you see that? Did you see it?" Only once did it ever actually then really move. We also have, in this theater now, a lot of times if you come in by yourself or you are leaving and you're the last one out, we say hello and goodbye to Ivy as another form of sort of tradition that we will hand down to future actors here at Stratford. So some people who don't even know what Ivy is or why we do that are already beginning to be part of that tradition, just like people say break a leg instead of the luck word, which is not a good word in theater. So actors are a little weird.
Can you tell me about, like, you described one of your experiences. Can you tell me that in more detail?
Well, Ivy actually has performed in a number of plays. She always appears as some sort of green plant. We are reluctant to change her coloration. That might be, she might not like that. She has appeared in shows like Kiss Me Kate, we believe was her last appearance. And occasionally she has to have reinforcement to attach it. In other words, she has to be stapled to the wall. Occasionally we find that is a little difficult to do. The staple gun will go, suddenly be out of staples when it should have some more. She has been known to fall off of things she's been stapled to because she doesn't probably like being stapled to the wall. So whenever we use Ivy, we have to, sort of hope that she's going to want to be in that show. And we're already looking at the possibility that she will be making an appearance this year in Seussical. So we're looking forward to that. She doesn't have to audition ever. She just gets to be in it if she wants to.